In the year 323 of the human calendar, the coastal city of Heimlich is the most populous city in the world. Located just off the southeast coast, the city of humans floats hundreds of feet in the air. Its tall, pointed buildings pierce the clouds at their apex, while the waves of the ocean crash against the muddy rocks and jagged edges of the continent where the landmass had been before. The year 323 marks 323 years since the building of the original Heimlich, when humans first came to the land of Gaderan. The small establishment that originally bore the name Heimlich now lies in abandoned ruins to the south, but its legacy lives on in New Heimlich, the great cosmopolitan city. Although Heimlich is the city of humans, it sports a diverse population that includes humans, elves, dwarves, gnomes, orcs, halflings, and many other races. Indeed, among the more traditional of those races, there was a feeling of resentment for the humans that disrupted the natural order of the world. Before, the dwarves stayed in their mountains, the elves in their forests, the halflings in their fields, living their traditional modes of life. It was only when the humans came from the sea, living not off the land, but off of trade and commerce, that a city like Heimlich became possible. The less traditionally minded among the other races, however, have happily moved into Heimlich. Its population continues to grow every day. Those who grow up in Heimlich, or one of the small villages just outside of it, are likely to spend their entire lives there, without ever taking as much as a single step outside of the area. The world before humans, it is believed, no longer exists. The land is littered with old dwarven ruins, abandoned elven palaces, lost memories of another time. Except for the major cities, much of the old world is gone, though its ruins remain. There are only two groups of people likely to leave Heimlich: sailors, who gather items to trade from the cities of the old world that still remain, and adventurers, who make their living by exploring these abandoned ruins, looking for long-forgotten treasures that can be sold at a high price in the markets of Heimlich. Two of those adventurers, Balasar the Paladin and Trehara the Ranger, have recently traveled to Heimlich, but found themselves unable to gain entry. The borders of Heimlich, they discovered, have been closed until further notice by order of the king. After stopping by the local inn in a nearby village, Balasar and Trehara met not only each other, but also a third adventurer, Anea, and decided that the three of them might stick together for the time being, at least until they can accomplish their shared goal of finding a way in to the city of Heimlich. At the bar, they also met a mysterious hooded elf. "I have seen you three in a vision," she said. "I knew you would come. There is darkness growing in this land. It is by no accident that you have met one another here. I am Althea, the druid of these lands. I keep these people safe and listen for the guidance of the trees. Meet me in my grove on the southeast of town tomorrow morning. I must have counsel with you, for I have heard much that I must tell you." Agreeing to hear her out, the party met her at the grove in town the next day. "There is a darkness coming over this land. I can feel it, I can hear it, for the trees have told me. They weep even now as we speak. I must first begin with a story. Many years ago, when the humans first came to this land, they built the settlement Heimlich, though this was not the city which your hearts desire. No, this was a small fortress in the swamps to the southwest. It was abandoned as the humans' trade and agriculture brought them great riches, and they built the floating city. But this fortress is not abandoned, not anymore. Fate has told you that you must go to Heimlich, and now you shall, although it is not the Heimlich you had been expecting. With a snap of her fingers, an image had appeared on the water. Trehara immediately recognized it as a map of the swamps, revealing the location of the old fortress. "Your fate lies here," she said. "Go to the old Heimlich fortress and speak with its new inhabitants." Set upon their mission, the party headed through the swamps and found old Heimlich. Covered in mess and decay, the castle looked truly abandoned. So far, they have been attacked by giant frogs, a giant spider, and a massive poisonous snake, but the party has yet to find any signs of humanoid life. Althea's prophecy has not yet led to any truth, but we will see if that remains.